Hey everybody, it's Matt, Wrestling with Whiskey, back week 4.
Week 4? We're halfway done?
No, 5.
Is this? Oh,
this
it is 5.
Turkey was 4.
That's
so
right.
We are
this
getting
is 5.
close.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. March Madness, Whiskey March Madness. In unique circumstances, today normally we're going live. Today, this is a video just coming out to you, recorded on Thursday. Because of the craziness of everything going on in the world, our travel schedules have been disrupted and everything. So our schedules are in a whack too. So we just kind of found a time to sit down and knock this out. It'll be there for your entertainment. Being in the entertainment industry, I'm not going to stand on a pulpit here about my little whiskey videos. But
no.
you know, if you're staying in, if you're working from home, things like that. This gives you a laugh or something to do for 45 minutes or whatever. I hope you enjoy. And so, while we're kind of doing the same. So,
So let's talk about today then. What do we got?
So today we come to one of the distilleries that I'm probably, I would say, not unfamiliar, but least familiar with.
I am as well.
And not because of anything about them, but for whatever reason, I never fell into the hobby or like the fandom that a lot of people seem to have. Like we talk about Wild Turkey, there's some people who love everything about. There are some Four Roses devotees out there
for sure.
I know, and I think especially, which will be interesting with this, I think a lot of it comes from the single barrel selects.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And the different mash bills. People,
on the back of the bottle. People seek out certain mash bills for those. I'm in the same boat as you, and so for me today, like I'm excited to sort of learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
And get some of the nuance of each of what of the bottles they put out, and maybe find something new that I like that I'm not very familiar with because I'm not as familiar with them either.
Yeah.
As far as their flavor profiles go, so I'm looking forward to maybe learning something myself.
Yeah. So like this is one of those. I don't hear people talk a ton about their Four Roses standard line because it's not very big. Like that small batch select just came out and it just expanded to several more states. It's the 4th rose. It's everything else has always just been either a limited edition or single barrel selects, except for the original 3. I think I don't know which one these are, but and I've never even. Might be a sin, but I've never even had the standard yellow label Four Roses.
I don't think I have either. I've just had the single barrel.
I've had single barrel selects. I've had I had the small batch select, and I've had the small batch. Which the small batch is one of the great like intro bourbons to me. Yeah, because it's a quality recipe. It's not super high proof. It's a great blend, and I think it's like $30 or something, $35 at the store. In almost everywhere. So there's a lot of great great options here.
That one too, and to be what's funny about this too is this full circle. When I was kind of first getting into bourbon, this is when I lived back in Orlando. I would go to this place downtown, a cigar bar, and I would get an old fashioned. And the bartender there talked me into. She's like, let me make you one with Four Roses single barrel. Yeah. And that was sort of my intro to Four Roses, and that's my main memory, if not only memory. So,
do you know if it was the single, like the regular 100 proof single barrel, or if it was a pick of theirs?
No, it was just the regular single barrel. It was not their pick. So this is kind of full circle to see what I think now of their stuff, because I haven't really had it in a long time.
Yeah. And so that's something, so I'll go through the options here. And that's something people should know too, because I've had a lot of people who should be like, I love the 4 single barrels that I've had, or single barrel picks. I know that's going to win. And I just need to clarify, this is not a store pick or a barrel pick.
Right.
Those are all at barrel strength. Or not all of them. You can pick at 100 proof, but most of them are barrel strength. This is just standard. Just like the Russells last week, is off the shelf
single barrel
100 proofer, not barrel strength. So we have that. We have the yellow label, what we call the yellow label, just standard. It's Four Roses bourbon, 80 proof. We have the small batch, and then the newest, the small batch select, which is a similar blend, but it's a little bit. I think there's a couple different mash bills in there than the small batch, and it's also a little bit higher proof.
Okay, and there are people that are very devoted to that too, the small batch select.
People have been, since that came out, people have been put a lot of praise on that. And its limited availability has made it a little bit more sought after in certain states and everything. And so now I think it just hit like 13 more states this past like week or two.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
Keep an eye out in your area. Hopefully it's coming to you. But
let's get to some tasting. So, as always, completely mixed up. We have no idea. We're just shuffling them around.
I don't know what's where. We start with one, and then we'll see what the frick happens.
Week 5 already.
Week 5. Coming up
Gosh,
on
I can't
week
believe
6. Waiting to hear about what we're going to do. I'm holding off just because I haven't gotten confirmation yet. But our finale, week 6, because... I mean, without saying anything, who knows what our travel schedule is going to be?
We don't even know.
I mean?
I don't even know for the rest of this weekend what the travel schedule is.
Yeah, so
who can say what it's like? One way or another, though, the finals are happening. We've got our top 6.
Even if we have to be in hazmat suits in my basement or something like
we'll
that.
Pour it through the vents.
Through Skype and something like that. You know, we'll do it. We'll do something.
Yeah.
So we will.
Pour it through the gas mask.
In that regard, the show will go on.
Yes, for sure.
But we will keep you informed. But for now, let's dive into one of the most storied and sought after in the, like I said, fandom-inducing brands, and that's Four Roses. Cheers, and to all of you.
I'm getting some sweetness, but I'm getting a lot of ethanol on that too, though.
I'm getting a decent amount of ethanol.
Woo! Oh, burning my nose hairs.
A little oaky.
Yeah.
A little oaky.
Sweet oak.
Yep.
And ethanol. That's what I'm getting. Take my notes.
There you go.
As usual.
Note Master Greg. Yeah, some sweet oak. Yeah, there isn't. It's not burning for me, but I could definitely have it. Like it hits. I smell it in, and it hangs on the roof of my mouth like just that.
Yeah.
Little ethanol-y. Not
but
punch you in the face, but it's
no. But if you like the higher proof, this could be some. For somebody
but
like
then
that.
a lot of the higher proof, as proven by a lot of different bourbons, doesn't have to be ethanol.
Well, that's true.
I remember like when we did Beam Suntory, that Booker's.
That's right.
That was easy.
That
on
was
nose,
smooth on
and that's like 123 or something.
That's true.
So I mean,
that's
like
true.
it doesn't have to punch you in the face with ethanol or alcohol.
I forgot about that Booker's. Yeah, that was great.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of like pepper and banana, just a teeny bit.
Yeah,
banana.
just a hint of that banana in there.
Caramel. Well, I'm gonna say, I'm curious on the proof on this. I'm gonna take a little tasty taste.
Sipper.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I get that burn, but not near as bad as I expected.
Yeah, it's got a little kick to it.
It's got a kick, yeah.
So the proof is up there. I think that's 100 or over.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know what I mean? Nice spice on that.
Yeah. Lingers in the palate quite a bit, which I like.
One of the few, I feel like normally we have the opposite experience, but one of the few that I think is a little bit better on the palate than the nose.
Agreed. 100%.
Normally it flips and it's a little disappointing from nose to palate.
Yeah.
Here, I find this sip a little bit more flavorful than what I thought it was going to be.
That's a really good point. And you're right. For us, if you watch these, it is a lot of times the other way, where we get that nose and we're super excited, and then you take a sip and it's like, womp womp.
Very true.
No, but you're this is the opposite of that.
I'm getting a little bit of corn, bubble gum. I'm getting a little bit of that bubblegummy candiness. Almost like maple sugar. Like syrup almost. Just a teeny bit of like syrupy sweetness.
Yeah, yeah.
Finish is medium. It's not overly long.
No. I wish it had a little more nuance where it changes flavor on the palate at the end. I wish it had that.
I wish it had a stronger finish.
That's what it's missing for me is that that finish where it lingers and bounces around.
Mm-hmm.
Bounces around. What's wrong? I know, right? Seriously. Like chest congestion.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I promise.
You got
Good.
the Greg.
I'll see you soon and drink water.
The Greg Vid 19.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. That kept getting sweeter on more sips, too. So So it was at first it was a lot of kick and a lot of spice, and these were fresh cracks, all of them, as I poured them into the sample bottles.
Oh, okay.
So that may have a small effect on sometimes the bite and stuff.
Once it gets a little bit of air into it, maybe that
could
because I agree with you. It tempered down with each sip.
Just even in the few minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good start. Not a bad start.
I mean, a lot of people are going to be watching. I mean, there's no sports on TV right now. So
Yeah,
a lot of people are probably watching this.
I hope so. Can't replace the NBA or the,
This is the
NCAA
real tournament. This is the real
this
tournament right here.
That's right.
It's kind of the only tournament, let's be honest.
No kidding. The only March Madness that you're going to see. Oh, God, that's so sad. All right, moving on to sample number 2.
This looks really light.
This one does. The color on these, and the bottles aren't bad, but they vary a lot once you dilute them a little bit. Because even look at these two.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't know if you can really see, but you can definitely see there's a difference.
For sure.
So whether it's, proof down or aged longer, who knows? This definitely seems light, though. And normally, we don't talk about color a lot because everything pretty much looks the same.
Yeah, but in this particular instance,
it's particularly light.
I thought you poured me a glass of Chardonnay or something.
Yeah, it is. It's almost got this light,
yellowy,
light apple juice, almost white, apple juice, like a dark white wine.
Yes,
almost. Yeah,
yeah, like an oak white
cider
wine.
It's very light on the nose. Too.
Yeah.
I get ethanol in this too.
I am too. I was just gonna say that.
The same thing. It's not singeing me, but it's but you smell alcohol.
Yes.
Ethanol.
And for something this light, I wouldn't expect. But like you said, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. Wow.
But as you keep going back, I'm starting to pick up other things. Starting to pick up more of the banana, some fruit.
I definitely was getting the fruit.
Yeah,
from the beginning.
This is a little bit fruitier. Which, if it is a lighter proof, the water might have opened up. Water, sometimes these lighter proofed ones bring out some of those fruitier flavors.
Mm.
But it's hard. I have to dig my nose.
You got to really get in there, and I'm not getting any of that sort of burnt sugar.
No,
I'm not getting any of that.
Not overly deep and round.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are not flavor notes, I know, but in my head they make sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm the same way. This could be the same like the first one that would sort of do that little switcheroo.
Could be.
It just tastes like nectar.
See.
Yeah. Or it could taste like watered down bourbon.
There's a little bit of spice on the back end, but it's gone like that. This is low proof. Normally don't make it. I gotta imagine this is the 80 proofer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's light.
But
little one note.
Yeah. But a nice note.
Yeah, this very reminiscent of our Maker's Mark discussion.
Yeah.
From a couple weeks back.
Yes. Where it's one note, but it's still
it's not knocking my socks off as a enthusiast and super fan of bourbon.
But if you were trying to get somebody to try something for the first, hey, try this bourbon, or somebody who maybe normally doesn't drink an old fashioned, you wanted to try to get them into that sort of thing, you could use this as that entry point.
Yeah, there's some nice lighter floral flavors. The banana's there.
You getting that?
And maybe it's just being a bourbon geek and loving barrel proofs, or even at least just 100 proof or so. Man, anytime I have anything around 80, which to me was funny when you first start drinking, it's like, whew, 40% alcohol. That's almost half alcohol. That's crazy.
Right.
Like when you're a young kid, not a kid, but a young adult, and you're first getting into it. It seems like fire water anytime you take a sip or a shot of 80 proof.
Any whiskey or anything that proof.
But now, it's almost like drinking water.
Yeah.
It does taste like watered down bourbon. And
yeah.
I'm not trying to say that it's a detriment to the whiskey itself, but like anything that low proof is, to me, is over diluted.
Yeah. But there's a place for that in
There
the
is,
market.
obviously,
There's a
Jack
place for
Daniel's
it. I
Old
mean,
Number 7
yeah,
is
well,
one of the best-selling whiskeys on the planet.
Right.
And it's an 80 proofer. Because it's easy.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
maybe that's what this is for then.
Great intro.
Great intro.
What?
This is funny.
It does taste like water down.
To us, we're not saying anything bad, or to us it tastes that way.
Yes. Into the world. I didn't say... I'm going to cut all this out.
No, don't cut it out. This is real talk here.
Real talk.
Real talk.
God, I'm pouring huge pours. I don't know why. It's one of those days.
There we go. It really is, though. Let's be honest. You know what? It really is one of those
It really
days.
freaking is.
Honestly.
Now, the color's going back a little bit on this one.
Yeah,
A little bit
yeah,
darker
yeah.
once again.
Yeah, we're back to bourbon now.
Yeah.
Put the Chardonnay back in the
Let's hope so.
closet. Okay, now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Super light on the nose still.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting as much ethanol.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is yeah, it's light, but I'm not getting that singe on the nose hairs.
Yeah. I'm pulling some like sweet fruits off them. It's hard to get anything super prominent.
Yeah, but I agree. It's more fruity than it is.
Yeah.
You know the
Like
sugar,
confectionery and
the
things
char.
like that. Yeah. Floral even.
Yeah. Well, it is 4 roses.
It is. And depending on which yeast they use, because they have different yeast strains and everything too that they use in their blends and in their single barrels with the recipes. I'm getting some deeper caramel as you shove. I gotta shove my nose in there. Though.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I mean seriously,
You have to
though,
really-
you gotta. If you do though, you get it. But you really got to get it in there. It's
Yeah.
not one of those that you hit you like this. Like,
No, we're just like, ooh.
I'm getting. It's very not very complex. I'm getting some sweetness in there though. What is going on?
I'm getting a little bit more wood, not ton, more like baking spices, little peppery.
Yeah. Yep. Getting that pepper.
A little bit of that rye spice.
Ooh,
Finish.
I'm getting some rye on that as it turns.
There's
on the
more
tongue.
of a finish on this one.
Yeah, has more of a finish, and I'm getting that rye spice on the end of this.
Yeah, 100%. It's yeah, it's more maybe a little bit more complex than the last one,
Yeah.
but still very light, kind of like the last one. So I
Yeah.
wonder if it's not much higher in proof.
This almost to me tastes like if you blended the first two.
Oh yeah, because
You
the
know what I'm
lighter
saying?
one would almost bring down the spicier, bolder one
Right.
that was
But you
one.
still get a little bit from.
Yeah, almost right. I'll be curious to see what these are then to see if it's almost kind of like that.
Getting some caramel there.
See, I'm getting
Caramel into this rye finish.
like caramel corn almost.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
some
a
sweet
great way to put
caramel
that.
corn, yep.
Really good way to put that.
Which is nice. Like this, to me, whatever number 3 is, I think is a great intro bourbon. I think better than number 2.
Absolutely.
Just because I think it's still light and drinkable enough for a beginner.
But it has more nuance
But it has
to
way
it for that
better-
beginner to say,
much nicer
to say,
flavor.
hey, this is what bourbon should taste like.
This
This
is-
is what you want from bourbon as an intro first time.
100%. We're going to give you a little bit of those nuances.
Mhm.
Rather than just like, okay, this is easy to drink to get you used to it. This is like, easy to drink, but hey, you can also pick up some of these
Yeah.
lighter floral, but spicy, but candy notes and stuff like that, that we've been talking
And that's
about.
what you want when you're introducing someone to bourbon. Like, you don't want it just, hey, get used to this burn. You want it to be, hey, on your palate.
Try to
think about this. See if you
yeah.
can figure out what that is. And this has more of that than number 2 did. So for an entry-level person, I think that would be really good.
All right, moving on to our last sample, main event here. No main event bias going on. For the record, I was just looking on my phone at the different, and I will confirm here in a second. So small batch, single barrel is obviously a single barrel, and I believe, God, I should confirm all of this, is always, the shelf single barrel I believe is always OESV.
Okay.
I think. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm looking up some of the other things. The small batch is a combination of OBSK, OESK, OBSO, and OESO. And then I'm going to do the small batch select, which will be on their website as well, and which is even more of a blend, I believe.
Dude, there's one of those that people go nuts over. I can't remember what the letter scheme
A
is.
lot of people go, I know, for they look for the yeast strain, because I believe things like F and K are a little bit more rare.
Oh, okay.
B and V, I think, are pretty common.
Okay.
With OESV, I think being very, very common. That's one of them. And it's
okay.
used in a lot of their standard stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. So yes, in the small batch select, there are 6 different of the mash bills that are used. That's
wow.
OBSV, OBSK, OBSF, OESV, OESK, and OESF. So
Gotcha.
that has a much wider variety in its mash bill. And so I think that's part of the reason it's been so popular. It's much, very, very complex.
And that's the small batch select. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And it's also at a higher proof. That's over 100 proof. All right, so here we are on main event.
Main event, number
4
4.
roses. The 4th rose. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
that's nice.
I like that nose.
Yep. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. And no main event bias. This is not just,
No.
oh, well, so this is the last one, so it's not, no, this really...
Yeah. There's some
Wow.
oak on there.
Yeah,
There's
oak.
some deeper of that caramel
Yes,
and
that's what I
like
was gonna
nougaty
say, yes.
goodness, right?
Much deeper notes of that. Much deeper notes
It
of
feels more like just a well of flavor as opposed to like this lighter one note.
Yeah, where you have to really get in there. This is, you put your nose like, oh, okay, yeah. Ooh, I just got a little banana.
Yeah. I'm getting more oak on this one too. Maybe a little bit more age on this.
Yeah.
Or in there if it's a blend, in the blend.
Yeah, this is back to those traditional bourbon notes that you talk about when you talk about, hey, I really like the nose on this bourbon. Like,
Yep.
this is back to that traditional,
Oak,
yeah.
caramel, vanilla, spice.
That burnt sugar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, man,
Now
I could
getting-
just sit and smell this for days.
I'm just getting
man.
some more banana and stuff on that one too.
I could like use this as an air freshener in my car, and it would be
Oh, yeah.
fine. It's
That'd be
fantastic,
phenomenal.
right? Bourbon air fresheners.
Somebody's done it.
No.
Right? Somebody's had to have done it.
I'm
Patent
patent
pending. Patent pending.
Seriously.
If it's not out there, patent pending. Make your car smell like a rick house.
Yeah. Just
Right.
don't get pulled over.
Like oak. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm popping myself over here. This, yeah, I love the nose on this. But does it taste as good as it smells?
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up for that.
That's nice.
And it's lingering. But, man, it doesn't... you're not getting that... You're getting a little spice, but not the burn.
Nope.
This is just...
Peppery spice,
Yeah.
just like tingling down the roof of your mouth, into the back of the throat. Kind of, this one, to me, hangs out mostly in the middle back of the palate.
Yeah.
There's not a ton up front, but...
I'm with you. It's like the middle of the back of my tongue right there.
Yeah, I'm getting some nice rye spice floral notes.
Yeah.
There's definitely been a couple of those high rye recipes in there, I think.
Yeah, like a little gingerbread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I'm getting some of these herbal notes too up front for me. And then that fade into the more of those sweet, and then it's
Sweet and then into the
tapers
spice.
off into the spice.
Yep.
And the finish. And the finish is probably the longest of the 4.
Yes. Yes, yes.
I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty cut and dry one again.
Yeah, I think so too.
Last week was a nail biter with all of them.
Well, yeah.
Wild Turkey, they were also close.
That was a tough one. But
This one I think is going to be pretty runaway.
we'll still have to do our due diligence.
Yes,
You never know.
we will. The notes are there for a reason.
Yeah, I'm going to read over my notes. Something might change.
So we'll go over notes, we'll go over our order, and we'll be back.
After the break.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The results are in. We have our orders and our decisions. And yeah, so we will go back. These are in the same order we drank them in. So we will start with sample number 1. I rated that. Let me just make sure I don't take notes because I'm an idiot. I just want to go short, so I did. Yep. So I rated this number 2.
So did I.
I have a feeling we might be going on this path again.
Yes.
So 2, that's a 4.
Yep.
Okay. So we both talked about this pretty. Can we just do both rank this 4?
I ranked the Chardonnay 4th.
Okay.
8. Here's a big test.
Yeah, so here's the test. So for me, this was 3.
No way.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, it was for me too.
Jackass.
Yeah, you didn't even sell it though. You knew.
No.
You knew.
Down the street. So then we can both faithfully assume the last one was our number 1.
Number 4 was definitely.
Yep, number 1 won this out
rankings.
pretty clear and away. I have a funny feeling I know what it is. Hopefully, I'd like to think I know what each one of these are. I feel confident, but there's only one way to find out. So let's put these in order.
Okay.
So number 4 was our number 1.
Yes.
So we'll go through that last. Number 3 was number 1.
Third place. So this is first place.
That's first place. Second place was number 1.
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay. Third place was number 3.
Number 3.
And then fourth place is 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
The results are, so number 1, the Chardonnay, as Greg so delicately put it, to the fine people at Four Roses.
No, listen, this is a great entry.
Generously
Oh.
donated the product. I forgot to say that up front. Generously donated the product, like many of the other distilleries, like we thanked them before. No, and we're just joking. We're having fun.
Yeah, we're having. Like we said, it's a great entry bourbon, man.
Yeah.
It's a great. If you've never had bourbon, you want to try to get.
Yes.
Just dip your toe in the water. I think that's fantastic for
Yes.
it.
And what is that intro bourbon?
Yellow
It is
label.
the yellow label. Yes, it is. So, what we expected, it's light, it's super easy to drink, but like a lot of these, luckily also incredible value. I mean, I think it's on there for
That's true.
$20 to $25.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's great, perfect entry bourbon.
You know what else I would
if
say
you've
about-
never had whiskey.
And you know what else I'll say about this that I think, and I'm being deadly serious when I say this. You know, sometimes you have a party and you want to make like a cocktail for everyone, make a pitcher of cocktails.
Batched cocktail.
A batch cocktail. I would make a batch of mint juleps with that any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like a pitcher of that for your friend's derby weekend.
Easy
Boom.
to pick up a bottle and make a big old batch of something.
Know
You're not
what you're
breaking the
getting.
bank.
Still tastes good for what it is. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Okay.
So, in third place was sample number 3.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Sample 3 was, yeah.
Okay.
Because number 1
Yes.
was number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sample number 3. This was a little bit more complex than our light friend here, but still very kind of a light tasting thing. Do you have a guess?
Small batch.
I'm gonna guess small batch too. Small batch it is. Small batch. That's the one that I said. I think like maybe the best way to put it is if you drink whiskey already, like if you drink Jim Beam White or Jack Daniels, something where you don't even worry about what you're drinking. You just get the same stuff. It's super light. This is a little bit of a kick up. It's a little bit more nuanced. I think there's some more interesting flavors there. Still easy to drink. Great gateway into more complex bourbons.
Well, that, and also let's say if you're not one but wanted to get into sipping bourbon neat, this would be great for that.
Yeah, if you're
a lot of
used
people
to
like rocks,
Yep.
put a couple rocks,
Rocks, Jack, whiskey and cokes and stuff
in there.
like
Yeah,
that.
if you're trying to like wean yourself, like I want to become a sipper with no rocks in there. This is where you start right there. That's fantastic for that.
That's a great option for that because it is. I think it's as light as it was. I think it is a little bit. I'm not going to say wasted, but to me, like you're missing out if you have that in like a Coke or a cocktail.
Yeah.
A little bit, just because there are some notes in there that are like, oh shit, that's really nice. Some like lighter floral notes and everything that you're not going to get mixed with soda.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
So then we come to sample 1, which is our second place, which I'm gonna guess was single barrel.
Single barrel, yeah, I think so. What if it's
Small batch select?
Small batch select.
I don't know. I feel very confident. And the results are... Holy crap! It's small batch select.
No way!
Wow! I was convinced our winner was going to be small batch
Me too,
select.
no question.
Single barrel. The 100 proof single barrel. Just won
Wow!
the War of the Roses.
And great job.
I forgot about that. I've been thinking about that all week. War of the Roses, baby.
Wow! I did not.
That's a
expect
fun
that.
result.
We finally got one.
Yes, we got. I mean, I don't know if I call it a full-on Cinderella story.
Cinderella, here's your slipper. You're coming to the dance.
But it definitely not the. Small batch select was the favorite going in for sure.
100%.
Everyone's talking about it. It's it's 104 proof. It's the more bold one, generally speaking. But
dude,
this flavor though.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you chose it as well because remember the story I told at the beginning of this video before we tasted a single drop of bourbon was single barrel Four Roses was my foray into Four Roses bourbon.
Yep.
When I would have it at the cigar shop over there in Old Fat and hot damn, wow, dude.
So I want to point something else out too. So like it both makes it interesting and to be. In total transparency, it skews the results ever so slightly. But now 3 out of our... And I don't think we have any single barrel products next week for Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
But 3 out of the 6 at the end are single barrel products. McKenna, Russell's, and this. Now, they're all shelf standard. They're not store picks. But still, they are technically single barrels.
Yeah.
So there is some variance. There is some variety. So we might have some uniquely good barrels, but again, we're going to use the same bottles we used in all these samplings in the final.
It's all in the up and up, same bottles we use. But that goes to show you too, man. There's
single barrel
products out there.
Single barrel products are popular for a reason.
You get a nice barrel, a bottle that comes from a really nice barrel. Look at this. You can upset.
And this small batch select is an incredibly well balanced blend of 6 different Four Roses mash bills, all of which have their own unique properties and everything. Something that seems like it's ripe for Victor, right?
Absolutely.
6 different mash bills, all these different yeast strains and everything.
Yeah.
And here we go. 1 mash bill, 1 barrel was our winner. That's kind of interesting.
That's crazy, dude. I did not expect that at all.
I did not expect that
I thought for
either.
sure. And especially because this is week 5.
Yep.
So every single week, we're it's always the favorite that wins.
It's
always
the most talked about and everything.
And so for 4 weeks in a row, it's been the case for the most part. And then we're like, oh, here we go again.
Yep. I thought that when at the beginning I mentioned something about being like a runaway, I was like, in my head, I was like, small batch select is going to run away with it. Because for me, I knew it was the highest proof, which I'm not a proof snob, but I'm like, it's just going to be the boldest and most flavorful, right? Obviously. Boom. Single barrel, 100 proof, man. I love being proved wrong.
Wow, me too. I've never been happier to be wrong. That's so cool. That is so cool.
That'll be a fun one to see compete
with
in the Sweet 6.
Yes, the heavy hitters. So next week we got Buffalo Trace.
Yep.
What are we looking forward to with that?
So Buffalo Trace, is our final one. We will be looking there. We have Buffalo Trace, standard Buffalo Trace.
Got to.
We will have Eagle Rare.
Yep.
Big fan favorite, and still. Not a little bit harder to find in some places, but that's kind of an issue with Buffalo Trace, I would say in general. Their products are on the more scarce side and stuff like that. But Eagle Rare, great price though when you find it, to be fair.
Absolutely.
$30 to $40.
Absolutely.
We have the E.H. Taylor Small Batch.
Yep.
That's the most readily available of the Taylor line, and I thought the Taylor line should be represented in the Buffalo Trace portfolio.
I agree.
And then we have Stag Junior, which is kind of like their more accessible barrel proof option. I know people have said Stag Junior is a little bit harder to find in their areas, but again, I know that's a common problem with Buffalo Trace. I didn't want, which is exactly why I didn't want to include any of the Wellers.
Yeah.
Because it becomes so allocated and like stupid, even for special reserves sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to keep these things that are as common as I can.
I completely agree with that.
So Stag Junior, it's batch 12, if anyone, which was a very garnered a lot of attention at the end of last year.
Highly acclaimed?
Yeah. So I will say Breaking Bourbon named it as their bourbon of the year. Ooh. I know a lot of people disagreed, But I know a lot of people who also, blinded it against George T. Stagg and had a hard time telling the difference, like that big George T. Stagg. So, like, that'll be a fun one to see how that competes with, like, Booker's, or if it makes it. But you know what? Buffalo Trace.
That might just win the day on its own, because that's a fantastic bourbon. And for me, I'm interested in this because, I'm a huge Taylor mark. I'm a big mark for Taylor. Yeah. Although I've become increasingly so for Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare.
I really love Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
So just that whole lineup sounds great. Like, that entire lineup sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So
I can't be upset if any of those win.
Yeah. I mean, and this is just like the case with all of these. I mean, things. So far, we've had 4 each week. We're on week 5, so we've gone through 20 different bourbons. We've picked 5 of them. I mean, but we've had 20 good bourbons.
Really good, yeah.
Good whiskeys.
There was a whiskey in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Buffalo Trace will be next week to close us out, and then after that, it'll be the final with the Sweet Six competing against each other. Big blind.
Can't wait.
But before we wrap up, thank you once again to Four Roses, specifically to Brian Krieger, who is our rep in Illinois, who helped me get the product needed for this. They just like Heaven Hill, Beam Suntory, Wild Turkey. Who am I missing? Heaven Hill. Brown Foreman. All the brand managers of Brown Foreman. And Four Roses also for donating the product, for jumping in, for being excited and interested in what we were doing here. Single barrel, 100 proof, off the shelf.
Wins the day.
It competes in the Sweet Six. And we find out the final competitor next week. But until then.
So we talked about maybe making batch of like mint juleps with this. Yes. So maybe they should do that, right?
You should. Well, try that. Give that a try. Great intro there.
If you haven't had the single barrel, that just one, maybe should they
try this? Maybe get single barrel products in general. Try them because they're all going to be different. So check out the variances between the single barrels and all that stuff.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Don't touch people. But more than that.
Yeah. But what should they?
Always be
wrestling with whiskey.
Yeah.